Honoring us tonight with his presence is National Artist for Film, Eddie Romero. Welcome to ANC, Mr. Romero. And also joining us tonight is Emilia Abrera, Chair of the CCP Board of Trustees, and of course Dr. Jose Dalisay, Jr. of the University of the Philippines, who was with us in our earlier segment. Welcome to you. I'm sure the traffic was horrible.
It was.
It was horrid. Well, let me ask you first, Emily. What was the rationale for having this National Artist Award? What were we trying to do?
Well, you know, there is a full document that says we try to pay tribute to those who have created, you know, at the highest degree and have contributed to our cultural identity with the, you know, with the works that they have produced over the years.
Mm-hmm. And this is handled by the NCCA, right?
This is handled by the CCP originally, okay? The original proclamation gave the CCP the mandate to, to administer these awards. There were subsequent proclamations that then, in the 70s, when the NCCA was created, of course, it became a jointly administered award.
So NCCA is currently handling that part of the deliberations?
The NCCA kasi is the funding, funding arm. And so, of course, the funds have to come from the NCCA.
You know, by the way, also supposed to join us tonight is the Executive Director of the National Commission on Culture and the Arts, Cecile Guidote Alvarez, another one of the controversial national artists newly proclaimed, who has suddenly been unable to appear, so she can't join us tonight, and that would have been interesting. Now, the controversy surrounding the current choice of the 7 national artists is focused on, as Butch was telling us earlier, the process.
That's right.
Or absence of a process.
Absence of a process in the case of the 4 who were added onto the list. Because the original batch went through the full process.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, Director Romero, that now that there's this controversy surrounding the choice of the now 7, right? Instead of original 4, there are now 7.
I really don't have any clear convictions as to that. I try to think of that as little as possible.
Why is that?
Well, my main concern is to do work that I want to do, that I have waited a long time to do. And I really don't care what the process is, one way or another. I think thinking about recognition or importance is harmful to an artist. I think he should stay away from it and just do his business and take care of it.
Okay, but not all the national artists share this sentiment of, you know, not thinking about it and
well, some are more vocal than the others, but Cheche, I mean, you have to understand that in the case of an artist, sensitive nature talaga yan, ano? So siguro naglalaban ng loob nila, ano? On the one hand, you want to stand up for what is the appropriate process, because after all, that is what gives it the prestige. Diba? Without that, you can just name anybody there. In fact, you should
but you
see
know,
all the texts that have gone around.
Right, but as Mr. Caparas told us in the first segment, what is wrong with the President exercising her prerogative and naming people that she feels should be given the award?
Well, you know, on the face of it, one doesn't usually question that when it is done within certain parameters, no? In this particular case, we were a little taken aback. We were a little shocked. First of all, with the with the dropping of one of those that had gone through this very rigorous selection.
Yes.
Na walang rason. None have been given to us. All right. So
has it? It's never happened in the past.
Never. Never.
Okay. Butch was saying earlier when Carlo was saying that other presidents have done it in the past. They have added. They have added names. So what's wrong with that? Why shouldn't a president make her choices known?
Because the president, or typically a Filipino president, as we've seen in our experience, is not the best expert on the arts and culture.
Yeah.
so that her function should be purely ministerial. In this case, they've come up with the explanation that there wasn't this nebulous honors committee that came up with these 4 names. But I'm asking, who are these people? Why have their names never appeared? Who's going to take responsibility for this? If the president says, hindi man ako yan, dumaan sa committee yan. Sino tong committee na to? Para malaman namin, for our guidance in the future, kung sino pala talaga ang dapat nating, pakitaan o sisihin sa kasong ito. I think that this is the sad thing about this situation. Now, artists who do deserve recognition, and I have no doubt, for example, that Cecil, who's been a friend of mine for a long time, deserves recognition, but we are reduced to these arguments because of the politicization of this process.
Okay, and speaking of Cecile, how did her name come into the list? I understand from your explanations earlier that she was not in any list to begin with. Is that correct?
That's correct. And she couldn't have been, and I'll tell you why, Cheche. Because the guidelines clearly say that if you are an officer or you're on the board of either the NCCA or the CCP, you are automatically disqualified as a nominee. And so, of course, it stands to reason that she wasn't there. Or that she wouldn't have been nominee.
When Virgilio Almario was in her position in the NCCA.
Yeah, he was executive director.
Yes,
of NCCA.
he was also nominated to be national artist, but he refused, and he killed that nomination. Yeah. It was only after he left the NCCA that he became national artist, and I think that's fair.
Okay, Mr. Romero, do you think that a controversy like this diminishes the value of the award, which you have?
In particular, I think, yes, it does.
It does.
Because the process is there for a good reason. And if the process is dispensed with, as has happened in a number of occasions, where the president exercises his or her prerogative to name a national artist. But I think the number this year is kind of stunning.
Yes.